Hi, this is Neil. I've got Diana McDonald from Austin. Diana, how are you?
I'm good, Neil.
Well, Diana, I've been talking with you just for a few seconds here, and I understand you had the chance to use your membership for the first time. Can you just tell us a little bit about your experience?
Well, I wanted to book a week vacation in Sedona during spring break, and there wasn't really anything listed on the regular site, so I emailed them. And within a day, they got back to me with, I actually was specific about which resort I wanted, one of the nicest ones there. And they were able to get it for me. And after that, I went on to that resort site and found out how much it would have cost to pay for it if I'd have paid just, walking in off the street. And it would have been $1,400 for the week. And it would have meant that I would have had to have had a 90-minute mandatory timeshare presentation that I had to go through. So I was really happy to only pay $619 for the week and not have that presentation to go to.
And you said that this was a resort that was not basically available through the live weeks. You actually just picked a resort in the registry, clicked on request, let the customer service know. Now, did you let them know an exact date?
Yeah, that was the trick, because it's a really busy time, and I used to live there, so I know that's a real busy time of the year. And they were able to get it for me.
Wow! So they came back and they offered you the week, and then you found it online actually for $1,400. Was that the best price you could find online?
Mm-hmm.
But that, like you said, included a 90-minute presentation for the
timeshare. I would have had to sit through that, yeah.
Great. And how was their response getting back? What kind of time frame did they get back to you right after your initial request?
I'd say it was about a day and a half.
And that basically in the day and a half they had everything signed, sealed, and delivered for you?
Exactly. And they seemed so happy to have found it for me. It was like, we got it! And it's really great.
Great. Well,
I could tell that they had worked hard to do it for me.
Well, and your impression overall of how they treated you and the response
time? Amazing personal attention. I just haven't had that ever really trying to book anything. It's never felt that great.
Well, are you excited about your membership?
Yes, I sure am. Excited to use it a lot.
Great. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, this is Neil, and I've got Chuck Yargeau from Vancouver, Canada. Chuck, how are you?
I'm doing well, Neil. Thanks.
Hey, Chuck. I know that you were contemplating a timeshare purchase recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I was recently down in Puerto Vallarta and attended one of the meetings that they always try to rope you into, and liked the product, was looking at what they were offering, and was seriously, actually I had it sitting right on the table in front of me where I could purchase the timeshare week, and then was doing some reading online on the internet and came across Global.
Okay, so you started doing some research on that, and so the thought of spending a few $1,000s on the timeshare started to seem a little less desirable?
So it seemed to be a little less desirable, absolutely. All the things that Global were presenting seemed to make a lot more sense. The biggest thing, personally, for me, was the fact that there's no maintenance fees. So if I didn't have a year that I could travel, or things didn't work out, it didn't matter. I didn't have any fees to pay for that year. It's only a matter of a user pay. So if I use it, I pay. If I don't use it, I don't pay. I like that concept.
Well, Chuck, I mean, let's be honest here. When you and I were talking about a week or so back, I mean, you were pretty skeptical, and I was telling you that the customer service was going to take care of you, and you really were hoping to get this exact same week that you were looking at through your timeshare. Can you tell us a little bit about, how that went for you?
Sure. I got to chuckle a bit, Neil, because to say I was a bit skeptical was, you and I had conversations, and you were very confident in the product, and I'm glad that you stuck it out. What happened was I ended up in and requested a specific week, Christmas week actually, which is a very desirable week, with 3 kids, so I needed a bigger property and requested it. down in Puerto Vallarta, which again at Christmas time is pretty desirable. And I got an email back saying, well, it might be tricky with the bigger unit. The one-bedroom units are available, but let us try. And lo and behold, about I guess half a day later, I got another email saying, great news, we've got exactly what you're after.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, as far as the date that you wanted compared to the timeshare week, was there anything significant about that?
Well, if I purchased the timeshare is for what they call their red weeks, which is every week except for they have 4 peak weeks during the year. Christmas being one of them, I wouldn't have even been able to apply for that week with the timeshare, even if I paid the maintenance fees.
So you actually got the exact same unit and size, but you got a more desirable week through our membership than you would have paying for the timeshare.
Well, a far more desirable week. When you have children and you have school to worry about, those weeks, the reason I guess that they hold them back is because they're so desirable. So yeah, needless to say, when they got back to me and said that we got exactly what you wanted at the resort you wanted in the unit you wanted, I was very pleased.
Great. Do you feel like you made a good decision now?
I'm feeling like I made a good decision now, and I'm looking forward to getting some more vacations down the line using this package.
And lastly, what was your overall impression of the customer service?
The customer service was every bit as outstanding as you guys have made it out to be. I got a couple people via email. The emails were prompt. The replies were prompt. There was, I think, a little bit of confusion on an issue that they emailed me back and said, here's what we're talking about. Is this, are we both on the same page? Everything was made crystal clear between both of us, and I must say that the prompt replies were certainly welcome.
Great. Well, Chuck, I appreciate your time very, very much. You have a great day.
Thanks, Neil.